Hello mga akla! Today we'll be giving you a breakdown of the reasons behind the weekly themes of Drag Dance Season 2 and what they mean in relation to Philippine drag culture.
We'll also share with you our favorite looks per theme and let you know why they impressed us so much. Well, let's start with first episode. Our theme for the first episode was Kali culture.
Kali culture is an homage to the music and fashion of the streets, basically. So hip-hop also thrives in the streets of Metro Manila, for example. I'm just gonna talk about Susta, the girl group challenge for pilot. I love that one, really, because for the first time we finally had a hip-hop song in Drag Den, because from season 1, we'll just leave it there. But for season 2, we finally had this opportunity to produce a song for pilot, specifically for our queens to sing all of their verses.
Feel me, believe me tonight. What about this pursuit? Let me write it all night. Feel me, believe me tonight. What about this pursuit? Let me write it all night.
A lot of these songs weaponize our struggles against us. Basically, parang ginagamit nila itong pang-asar, panukso, ganyan. So parang, why don't we create our own hip-hop song? And have it as a challenge for pilot.
Yeah, and for our first episode to be about streetwear and music, it was really cool that our queens actually got to record this song.
Yeah.
And honey, our queens can sing and they can rap.
Yes.
Yeah, and we had the theme of making the classic and traditional terno dress, but make it street fashion.
Yeah.
The standout for the terno streetwear theme wear for me, I think, was Mrs. Tan, because she had the black and pink, and it was very modern, and she looked like a Bratz doll. And I really, really, really loved the details, because she had these big noise-canceling headphones, and they had little butterfly terno sleeves over them. So that was one of my standouts.
So episode 2, we have Parlor Games, Pinoy Camp and Queer Culture. So naisip ko na parang a lot of the audience kasi, sometimes they don't understand camp in its fullest form. Parang, for me, there's a thin line between camp and chaka. Ganon. So parang, yung camp yung mahirap i-pull off. Pero sometimes parang feeling ko parang maybe we should try to show them what's camp.
Well, I love going to the hairdressers. It's always a key at the hairdressers. So there was a lot of great looks in this episode, but I think the standout for me was Russia Fox, because in the theme where she came out and she had the table on the back of her, she got down on all fours and there was a full dinner table with plates and glasses and flopping fish.
That was camp. I love that one. It's stuck in my head.
As a true camp queen that she is, because Russia Fox is so beautiful, I thought she was just going to be giving us beauty in this competition, but she always gave us camp. And then in the main drag showdown, she was dressed as a person sitting in
the salon chair.
In the salon chair. Yeah. Oh my gosh. She had the little legs, and then her feet were like the bottom of the stool. And she even had the sink for hair washing in the back. That was hilarious. On episode 3, we had Pinoy superstitions and horror.
Well, what can I say? We have Alaska in here, of course. I love the horror house experience, at least for what I saw in the camera. We did a horror house episode, so mas visual naman kasi ang drag talaga. So it was a different drag experience in a way.
I am deathly afraid of scary movies, horror houses, anything that's gonna jump scare. I scream like a little girl, and it was thrilling.
They were able to experience a drag horror, interactive drag horror.
But I think the funniest part was with Nicole. She was so scared that she had to go through the horror house with Aries Night, which I thought was hilarious. But I really loved that we were able to bring Alaska Thunderfuck all the way from the States and scare the shit out of her.
And there's this repeating line from Russia, the slutty, horror, sexy, nurse. Do you remember that? Every time a guest comes into her spot, she says that on repeat.
That was really cool because I had heard all of these superstitions from my Lola, but I didn't actually realize that they are just, everyone here in the Philippines has these superstitions, like don't sleep with wet hair. I thought when Moy came out with her wet hair on the pillow and then she was pretending like she was blind and she almost walked off the stage, I was like, come on, this is hilarious.
Episode 4, Alien. Oh, the alien one. What do you think?
Ooh, this one was a lot of fun because at first it started off with our anime theme wear. And I know that so many people here in the Philippines love to watch anime, but it was really fun to watch all of our queens like have their little, anime moments.
Anime fantasies, yes.
Yeah.
And we had Alodia here, which is, she is the queen of the cosplay, at least here in the Philippines.
I loved having Alodia on the show because it showcased the similarities of drag artistry and cosplay artistry.
Yeah.
A lot of us make our own clothes and costumes, and there was definitely a synergy there. But what really stood out in that episode were all the alien looks. Come on.
In black light.
Yes, and honestly, like here in this den, turning on the black lights it can be very scary. It's splatter everywhere, honey. It's splatter everywhere, especially outside of the blow jab boxing gym in the alleyway.
Most of them got the brief correctly, but I think they missed out on the part that some neon colors aren't really, reflecting during a black light fashion show, for example.
Yeah, I always have that problem when I'm thinking like, I'm gonna wear all these neon colors, then I get to the club where it's gonna be black light and then nothing's glowing under the black light. I think one of my standouts on that episode in the alien category was Moy, because she had these really big, like, sculptural pieces that she used to really change her silhouette to make her look inhuman. Glowing under the black lights was really cool.
Yeah.
On the 5th episode, we went back to school.
For the reason that a lot of, at least queer culture here in the Philippines are, started in school, for example, and most of our fantasies are during this time, right?
Now, I didn't go to school here in the Philippines, but I got to learn about the Miss Intrams pageants that they do here at schools, which I think is so cool, and what a fun event to have at school. All the different sports, and they get dressed up and they compete.
In high school, that the Miss Intrams was wearing like a spacesuit. I mean, it's not even a sport, but yeah, it looks cool.
We had an opportunity to host a queer prom here at Drag Den. And I know that a lot of people, especially here, aren't comfortable or even allowed to celebrate their proms the way they want to.
Yeah.
So I think it was really special that we got to have all of our queens get dressed up in their best prom gowns.
Yes, and we had their visitors, their guests. Their boyfriends. Yeah, Mrs. Tan also proposed, right?
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Will you be my Mr. Tan?
Ikaw aking musika. Ikaw lang mahal.
We did this prom episode for the reason that we want to reclaim that power, to be able to tell our story again, to be able to wear what we want, to be able to dance with someone we like to dance with.
Yeah, we had their boyfriends, their ex-boyfriends, their friends, their frenemies,
Stepdad,
their
the
stepfather.
Russia,
Aww, tears to all of our eyes. Oh my gosh. Andrea Brillantes was like weeping.
Yeah. Kakaibe, gandang Pinay. Oh, yes.
And yeah, the
semifinals.
The 6th episode, semifinals, double elimination.
Yes. Women of Power. I love this one. It's basically, it's that episode that tells people that this is Drag Den.
That was definitely a round to remember. I really love how we here at Drag Den. Now we have you, you're a trans woman who is working behind the camera. We have a lot of women here working and producing the show. Women are the backbone of Drag Den, and so it's really lovely to be able to celebrate the power of Pinay women here on Drag Den, and to get to include the drag community in that.
This is the episode that tells our audience that hindi nahihiwalay yung laban ng mga babae with queer people. So, kailangan ine-welcome natin yung mga babae sa ating espasyo para masabi natin that there are allies, no? So parang dapat wini-welcome natin sila. And giving that episode for our women fans, I think maliit na bagay pa yon kumpara sa level ng support that we get. And the Nash game also, the first time that we tried to do it differently this time. I mean, in season 1, we did a speech, an impromptu speech, or extemporaneous speech. But for this one, maybe it's more fun to do it in like a debate manner because it's really, really Filipino to just like argue and I mean, right? It's just like to argue and to discuss something even if it's absurd.
Yeah, and bang really hard on barrels with a hammer. Clank! We got to showcase a range of Filipino women from Pia Wurtzbach to the very old and iconic Apa Wang-od.
Yeah.
Yes. I loved Deja was fully committed in her little like eagle rot like beaded gown, and she was literally giving tattoos to all of the other contestants, and she wouldn't break character, and it just cracked me up.
But I think I also like seeing Moy during that round to really shine in her Hidalgo Diaz inspired outfit.
Yes, the first Filipina gold medalist at the Olympics. Honey! Yes, and she made lifting those big weights look really easy. I mean they were made of cardboard, so.
Other than the drama wherein, you know, Russia bargained for another chance and then Moy was like, it's my only win this season. Why don't you just give the moment to me, something. Well, there's Russia and her fireworks in her head and saying to everyone, Happy New Year, Drag Den Season 2, pasabo. And the music is already, you know, over, but her fireworks is still there.
But then we get to the grand finale, our top 3. I always loved the finale of Drag Den because we get to see all the queens come out in their long gowns, and it's very, very pageant. We love pageants here in the Philippines.
May mga nagsabi ng season 1 na sana daw wala ng QA ang Drag Den kasi hindi naman daw siya patalinuhan. But then I remember that Drag Den, other than a TV show, is also a platform for what we are fighting for as a community. And it's very important to bring in members of our community in the front lines, those who can speak for our struggles, those who can, you know, explain what we are fighting for, those who can explain what the art of drag, what the art of drag means for a lot of people.
The Drag Dagulan.
Yes, finally, fantasy fulfilled. You know, the idea behind it, if we're gonna do a Drag Dagulan with a song, let's do the Drag Dagulan of all Drag Dagulan in the grand finale. Where did I start lip syncing to a song? Where did I start dancing and singing to pop girls quietly, discreetly in my own safe space? It was during the rainy season in the Philippines. And then there's this memory of like your high school summer where you dance through the swimming pool in Bulacan, for example.
With the mushroom umbrella thing that rains on you.
Yeah, the balls in it, and it was like, all right, I think this is the best part. I really fought for that idea because it's, I don't know, everybody's gonna love that fantasy, you know. Parang hindi pa natin nakita yung parang fantasy ng Pussycat Dolls X Sex Bomb Girls X Rain on Me X Bumabaha sa Maynila, ganung level. So, if kaya lang ng bawat barangay sa Miss Gay, nagpaulan sa bawat swimsuit round, ginawa na nila.
I mean, I loved it. I mean, I don't think the queen's eyelashes loved it because they were all like falling off their faces by the end of that Drag Dog Ulan. But it was definitely something to make a memorable last episode and something really fun for our queens to do because, yeah, we've seen them jump off this stage, we've seen them do cartwheels, and we've seen them emote the best Pinoy original music, but to see them get to have that music video fantasy realized, we've had so many amazing moments here at Drag Den on season 2. We could talk about this forever.
Yeah. We hope this gave you an insight into drag culture here in the Philippines.
The local drag culture here in the Philippines is so rich, and I just love that we're able to showcase it here in Drag Den.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Drag Den season 2 yet, panoorin nyo na.
Or if you've already watched it, why not watch it again? Stream Drag Den Season 2 only on Prime Video.